That's all I'm saying. And it's almost like, you know, the election has started the next year and you're out there campaigning. It's my observation, okay?
Taken by one.
The other thing, you know, I gave you a compliment, Mr. Billy.
Thank you.
But I'm also going to give you a little bit of a negative, all right?
Let's continue. We'll go ahead.
That the podium that you sit on, that dais that you sit on, is not for you to use as an election kind of postmortem. Your comments about negative campaigning and all that was totally inappropriate up there. But that's my feedback to you.
That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Maddie?
Matthew Robbie, Waterloo Ravenful Work. I have two questions for Mr. Green. This, because I saw a couple of weeks ago on the news, they said this winter, first half of the winter, it's going to be like rain, snow kind of stuff, ice stuff, and then the second half of the winter, it's going to be mainly snow, probably a lot of big coastal storms. Do you know what the township is doing to do snow removal and ice removal?
I have the utmost confidence in our public works and water and sewer staff, along with our emergency management team, to respond to any weather event that we experience this winter.
Are you guys still doing the thing, the brine, the calcium chloride?
During, I think the past couple of winters, we have pre-treated some roads. In addition, the salt that we received is pre-treated, which increases its effectiveness. I think I've spoken many times on the ability of this township to respond to winter events. I'm proud of what we do, and we will continue with that good work.
Me too, I'm proud of the township. Also, they do a great job. And the other question I have is, what is the situation with the new public works yard? Do you know when they're going to get in there, or no?
The new public works yard is being currently used for storage and fueling. We are currently working with the Board of Education in order to transition the fueling from behind the Edwards School to the new public works yard. Furthermore, there's an effort between the township and school to locate all their public works oriented services at that location. In order to accommodate that, we will have to increase the size of the location, which we are currently working with. However, at the end of the day, it is by far the best spot or location in town to situate such an operation, and usually that type of work takes months, if not years, to accomplish. But right now, it's being used for a fueling facility and storage.
So you're going to work on the public works, going to where the school buses are? Is that what you're saying?
That our ultimate goal is to have a public works / water and sewer facility, in addition to accommodating some of the needs of the school, mainly the transportation. If you take a look at any successful community, their downtown is used for commerce versus parking of school buses, and we deem that it's important for Barnegat to remove those school buses from behind the Edwards School to another location.
Okay, and Lenny, you're still a great job.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And congratulations, Mr. Bailey.
Thank you, Betty. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Manny. And Mr. Pesci.
Mike Petsy, 11 Hemlock. Since you wished us a happy, healthy Thanksgiving, I wish you the same. And of course, the two gentlemen at the desk too. Resolution, one point. Ralph made his presentation. I am on that committee. And Dorothy Ryan and Bill Wiseman, they're also on the committee. There's 4 of us that were on that committee. And I think that you'll find a plan in there to really do a job, and I only hope that we follow I keep on telling the people I deal with on the board, once we do something, and once we have it, and once we have an ordinance, let's do it that way. Let's not circumvent that ordinance, or that, whatever it is, in that master plan. Dave, resolution 2013, I know you explained it, about the vest
Practices,
okay,
yes. 2013-427.
2013, 14.
Yes.
Okay, in the budget, there's a line item with vests.
That's correct.
Okay, now, this is an addition?
Yes, we've received the grant.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
All right, that's why, it doesn't say that here, I just want to know if it's in addition to what you have
Again,
in
this is called a Chapter 159 resolution.
I can read that.
Inserts
Right.
revenue and appropriations after the adoption.
Okay, but it is in addition
Correct.
to, and and so are the others.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pesci. Anyone else? Lee?
Hi, everybody. I'm Carrie Deona, 57 Old Main Shore, and happy Thanksgiving to you all. My question is, I see some listings about repaving in Settlers West. I'm just curious if there's going to be any paving happening on Old Main Shore, the road that I live on, where a nice section of it is still unpaved. And is that going to be in the works at all?
Respond?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. The DOT grants that we are referring to tonight are very competitive. There is a process that you have to go through, and part of that process is the number of individuals impacted in a favorable way as a result of the paving. Though there's no doubt that portions of Old Main Shore are in need of paving, with respect to a DOT grant, most likely they will not qualify based upon the numbers of residents that it would impact. So again, when we apply for these DOT grants, just DOT grants, we have to be very aware that part of that process, part of the measuring tool that the state uses to determine whether or not the application is competitive and worthy of award is how many people, how many residents, how many homes does it impact. And with regard to the Hillside and Settlers, that number was great enough to warrant an award of the grant. It is my feeling that if we do submit a grant application to DOT for Old Main Shore, that it will not reach a threshold worthy of award. We tried that on a couple of other streets which had limited residents, and the DOT turned it down.
Okay, I understand what you're saying,
Yes.
but as a limited residence, everybody's navigation today leads them to my house or Settlers Landing through that disgusting road of Old Main Shore there, you know, the unpaved part. So that being said, navigation and everybody being led in a certain way, and now with, you know, let's say other building purposes coming in, I'm just curious, even like how my development portion came to without 2 feet from my house. It's a dirt road, so how, I don't know. How do we go about that?
Your request tonight is simply
Yeah.
consideration for paving of
Yeah.
Old Main Shore,
Yeah, basically.
regardless if it's DOT or not.
Correct,
Thank you.
just in case.
Yeah.
Mr. Green, I'll follow up on that question, just ask, in circumstances where the DOT, we know there's a street that needs paving, it's undeniable, but it doesn't meet the DOT standards for some sort of, you know, financial relief. What are our options then?
Then the township simply has to be financially obligated to perform that work. DOT provides paving grants through the Transportation Trust Fund. Again, that's a very competitive process. And part of that measurement is how many residents does it impact. We clearly submitted an application or two in prior years on streets in which the number of residents that it impacted was limited, and those applications were turned down. So if we are not successful with securing a DOT grant, then essentially the township will be responsible for burdening the cost of paving that road.
Thank you. Is there, follow up to that, is there a way to if I went out and petitions, let's say everybody in that area affected, because if you go down Starboard, that affects the entire section, not just Old Main Shore, the 200 houses on Old Main Shore, 100 houses, it affects everybody in that area. Because everybody now comes cruising, down Old Main Shore to get out to 9 the quickest way possible. So it has impacted since they opened Starboard. Is there a way to petition that, to show that there is a larger affected population?
The increase of information that you can provide to the township is beneficial to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Hi, John Ward, 216 Rawway. I was at one of the last meetings and brought up about the bridge being rebuilt, and just wondered if you guys inquired anything about it, or?
No response back from the county yet, unless the township engineer, no response.
I think the big concern there is that they have
Clearance.
to go high
Clearance.
for the boats. So I think, we haven't heard actually anything at all from them yet.
You did a very effective job last meeting in expressing your concerns regarding clearance. The amount of the grant is $1 million plus, though that seems like a lot when it comes to bridge construction.
It's not.
It's not. We will the county usually reaches out to the township whenever they do major road or bridge projects. We've reached out to the county, have not gotten response. However, let us do that again, and I'm confident prior to any work commencing that we will be able to sit down and discuss the work with them.
Yeah, I've reached out to the county, and one of their proposals was to eliminate the bridge, total.
I'm not quite sure how that works.
Well, they can't because of the bathing beach floods out now. And so that would, if a storm come in, that would isolate certain people, wouldn't be able to get out.
Definitely.
But I just wanted to bring up to the committee too, that we're getting global warming. So if they put the bridge back at the same height of what it is, a lot of us folks there won't be able to get out, period. And in the last 3 years, I got a boat that was custom built for that bridge, so I can get under it. But in the last 3 years, with global warming, about 3 or 4 times a year, I either can't get in or I can't get out. So a lot of people there in the development would like to see the bridge go up higher.
Correct.
Understood.
We understand that. We
So
all-
10 years down the road, you're gonna spend $1 million for a bridge that's gonna be useless because nobody can get under it.
We will notify the county.
Again, I would urge you not to get too excited at this point in time until we find out the details. However, I'm confident this township would fight fiercely if the plan was to eliminate the bridge. That does not
That's a
work
problem.
with us, that's a problem. Yeah, that's
Not quite clear how.
a deal breaker.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Go back.
Hi, I'm Nadine Connors, and this is my fiance, Frank Simpkins. We live at 101 Pinewood Drive, Pinewood Estates. Back in July, we had a meeting where we had a bunch of residents come out and complain about a lot of the things the tenants are experiencing while living there. I purchased a home in January of 2007, and I have had a series of problems from day one. The one that's I'm mainly concerned about is our septic problem. You and I briefly discussed this recently, but we brought it to the attention of our owners. He actually met with the district manager, Brian, who came out, I guess, about a week or so ago, about the problem that we're having. We have a copy of their own contracted plumber who works for that development. As far as what the problem is, we have sewage constantly coming out and coming on top of our property. It used to be every 6 months, the first 2 years I lived there, we have to have it cleaned. I'm the only house on my septic system. Their own contracted plumber has said there's a problem with the septic system, something has to be done about it. I called the Ocean County Board of Health. They said the next time the sewage comes up, give them a call, they'll come right out and take care of it. They'll make sure that the owners are aware of it. He went and met with the district manager about 2 weeks ago. Came out to talk to all the different residents to see what problems were going on. and they said, you tell them what your discussion was with them.
He said to me that that we don't have a leach field, we have a seepage tank. Well, it's obviously not working because it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So what happens is when you use the toilet or the shower or whatever, then the one tank is supposed to filter into the other tank. Okay, but when the second tank gets full, it doesn't go anywhere. So then everything backs up in the system. And it backs up right into the shower and everything. This is what the problem we had before. Now, it was, like you said, it was 6 months, then it was 4
Now
months.
it's every 1.5 months it gets done. There's something obviously wrong. The same amount of
It's
people in the
progressively worse,
home.
and they're not doing anything about it. I talked to him, he said, well, you have a seepage tank. Well, whether we have a seepage tank or leach field, it's still gotta be fixed. It's still a problem, and it's getting progressively worse.
This has been a situation with this Pinewood Estates from day one since I moved in. I had 10 trees that had to be removed. We told them about it in 2009. Talked about it. We've had 4 managers since I moved in. In 2009, I had to tell them every month. I talked to the manager, I talked to the maintenance man. They were going to take care of it. Well, the tree hit my house in 2011 that was supposed to be taken out. We'll get to it. I'm not allowed to remove any trees according to my ordinance here. So they have to take care of it. Well, it was a Barnegat policeman and a friend and 2 volunteer firemen took the tree off my house, which wouldn't have been there if they had taken care of it for the 2 years I had asked for. But I have a list of mile long of things that they told us.
And another thing, there was another tree in the back that was, you could see it was really bad, and they didn't take care of it, and it fell on the power line and knocked out the power for 10 hours or something.
Yeah, our neighborhood didn't want to take care of it because it's dangerous through the power lines, but they should have hired someone to get back appropriately.
So it fell and then knocked the power out for so many hours.
So I'm just wondering what we can do living there, since we're not paying taxes, but we're paying a partial rent to them.
I'd like to address some of the issues that you brought up. With respect to property management, the township attorney, the township engineer, and myself had an opportunity to meet with property management, I think back in August, in which we discussed a number of issues or concerns that have been brought up at public meetings prior. Property management indicated that they would reach out to the residents impacted and do their best to resolve it. Since that time, we have not really gotten any feedback from Pinewood management regarding any, what I call significant outstanding issues. Please realize that Pinewood Estates is private property. It's managed by a private entity. That entity collects rent. You have a lease agreement with that entity. So it's very challenging or difficult at times for the township to get involved with some of the concerns that are being expressed out there. Now, if the issues revolve around public safety and
How about the health issue with
health and welfare, the township's willing to notify property management that there appears to be an outstanding issue that has not been resolved to the satisfaction of the tenant, and please look at it. So at this point in time, acknowledging that our ability to affect change out there is somewhat limited, I would ask you to give your information to the township clerk, and we will reach out to property management and say, 2 of your tenants came to a meeting, they expressed this concern, they're frustrated, what can you do to help them? Okay? Good enough?
Sounds good.
Thank
also the fencing around the back, which separates the trailer park from
The outside.
72. It's a big wooden fence. Half of it's tore down, half of it's still up. There was never any repairs done from the storm, from the last
It's
2
partial repair,
hurricanes.
let's put it that way.
Yeah, partial repair.
Let's say this, at this point in time, let's focus on your septic issue
Right.
and get that resolved, since that is more urgent
Right.
than the fence. Agreed?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Frieden, question.
Yes.
The new ordinance that we're putting in, would that help tenants like them with making the landlords or forcing the landlords to do repairs on the properties that they should be doing.
They're renters.
I'll take that. If that is an entirely rental community, whether the land or the structures are rented out, the ordinance, once it is approved, could give us some additional authority to look into these issues. And I think what we should do is explore that once this is approved on second reading, and maybe inform the management of that. It's a good idea.
Very good, thank you. Thank you. Anyone else?
John Borsellino, 247 Newark Road South. With the public dock being fixed, and it looks great, but that adjacent property that's next to it, to the north, there's been an eyesore where the cat house used to be. What's the long-term plan for that? It's been like that for 20 years since I've been here.
I know
As you indicated, that cat house property is private property. After the storm, the township put in an application for a hazard mitigation grant to acquire that property plus several other properties along Bay Shore Road. We were told at the time that the process regarding hazard mitigation would take a couple of years. So it is the desire of the township to eventually acquire that property, hopefully through a mechanism in which we can secure financial assistance from the state and or federal government.
Good, and that would include like expanding the dock area or, the public
Correct.
dock area.
I want to make it clear, if we acquire property through hazard mitigation, our ability to use it is limited. So I don't want to sit here tonight and say that we can build a dock or some sort of concession
Little
stand on it.
concession stand,
But
that's what we
but
need.
let's, regardless,
That's what we need.
the township is taking a look at those two properties, and obviously it would enhance the dock area.
Okay, my second question is for the beach areas, for the public beach that we have. So that one little parcel that's to the north again, where the house was totally ruined there, and the barriers that are up there. What's our long-term plan for that?
We're currently working with FEMA to get what we need to get approved to start replenishing the beach and to do it properly. In that same regard, with regards to the property adjacent to it where the house was basically completely destroyed and has since been removed, we were approached by that property owner, we as the town, I mean, to purchase that property, but we found the price to be exorbitant for a piece of land, and it's not a very big piece of land to boot.
Right.
So, as it stands, the homeowner, the property owner still owns that property, and, he's going to have to do what he's gonna have to do. He is still paying property taxes on that property, so.
Right. So, hopefully we'll follow up on that and keep him, in our sights. Yeah.
Just to follow up on the deputy mayor's comments, we've also put in for hazard mitigation grants for that property.
Okay.
Again, realizing that the viability of that particular lot with respect to a residential development is very limited, and it would enhance the popularity of the beach has become more and more popular every year.
See it on the weekends.
There's more people on it, and we need to take some action with respect to accommodating the growing crowds.
Okay.
He does have a for sale sign on the property.
Yeah, I saw that. I did say. All right, thank you.
Thank you. No more questions? Motion to close?
Motion to close the public session.
Second.
Full business? New business. Ordinance 2013-17.
An ordinance amending and replacing chapter 63B entitled rental properties of the Township of Barnegat General Code.
Motion to introduce the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Anywoman Taylor? Yes. Raymond Billy?
Yes.
Minnie Malasala?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McKay?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes. Approval of minutes for the October 7th and October 21st. Motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Anywoman Taylor? Yes. Raymond Billy?
Yes.
Minnie Malasala?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McKay?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes. Formal action agenda? Resolution 2013-421.
Resolution authorizing payment of bill list in the amount of $7,502,372.58.
Motion to adopt resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Anyone in favor?
Abstain.
Mayor Billy?
Yes.
Mayor Melissa?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McCabe?
Yes.
Mayor Morano?
Yes. Resolution 2013-422.
Resolution canceling grant balances.
Motion to adopt resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Marcella?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McCabe?
Yes.
Mayor Morano?
Yes. Resolution 2013-423.
Resolution requesting approval of items of revenue and appropriation for chapter 459 for the 2013 Bulletproof Vest Replacement Program in the amount of $1,687.50.
Motion to adopt resolution.
So moved.
Roll call. Roll call.
Committeewoman,
Yes.
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 Committeewoman Taylor.
Yes.
Committeeman Billy.
Yes.
Committeeman LaSalle.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McCabe.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes. Resolution 2013-424.
Resolution requesting approval of items of revenue and appropriations for chapter 159 for the 2011 DOT grant for the repaving of Hillside Avenue in the amount of $120,000.
Motion to adopt resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor.
Yes.
Committeeman Billy.
Yes.
Mayor LaSalle.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McCabe.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes. Resolution 2013-425.
Resolution requesting approval of items of revenue appropriation for chapter 159 for the 2012 DOT grant for the Settlers Landing West Street paving project in the amount of $172,500.
Motion to adopt resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor.
Yes.
Committeeman Billy.
Yes.
Committeeman LaSalle.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McCabe.
Yes.
Mayor Morano.
Yes. Resolution 2013-426.
Resolution requesting approval of items of revenue and appropriation for chapter 159 for the 2013 Sustainable Jersey Small Grant in the amount of $2,000.
Motion to adopt resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor.
Yes.
Committeeman Billy.
Yes.
Committeeman LaSalle.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McCabe.
Yes.
Mayor Morano.
Yes. Resolution 2013-427.
Resolution certifying the current year 2013 best practices inventory questionnaire.
Motion to adopt resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor.
Yes.
Committeeman Billy.
Yes.
Committeeman LaSalle.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McCabe.
Yes.
Mayor Morano.
Yes. Resolution 2013-428.
Resolution authorizing transfers within the 2013 municipal budget term fund.
Motion to adopt resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor.
Yes.
Committeeman Billy.
Yes.
Committeeman LaSalle.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McCabe.
Yes.
Mayor Morano.
Yes. Consent agenda.
Below listed items are considered to be routine by the Township of Barnegat and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no formal discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
Motion to adopt consent agenda. Roll call.
So moved.
We don't have
All right.
that.
Let's make a move. Send me a second. Do we have
We need a second.
Second.
motion to adopt? Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor? Yes. I don't know what's going on.
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct. Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes, except for resolution 2013-440 and 2013-441. I abstain on both of those.
Committeeman LaSalle?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McCabe?
Yes.
Mayor Morano?
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor?